com. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is a beautiful sunny day here in the Pacific Northwest, and today we're going to be talking about the iCord knitter and how to finish the ends of the iCord that you make with the tool. Julie Bean was live yesterday. She showed you some really cool projects, some like craft decor, seasonal items. I loved the little like Halloween trees she came up with, and I'm just going to show you different ways to finish the kind of cord that you can make with this tool. Yes, and Eric is here. Time to get that knit on. Yeah, we are knitting away today, and I'm showing you how to finish those iCords. Jan T, good morning. Hello, Tanya. Hi. So if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, thank you so much. But if you want to interact live, I suggest you head over to artbeads.com/live. That's where I can see all of these comments. Mayra says hello. Monica from Rhode Island says hi, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you guys for chiming in and saying hello. It's always good to see your comments. And if you're watching at artbeads.com/live, you'll also be able to shop while you watch. So you'll see the items that I'm talking about appear on the screen. You can hit or tap those, add them to your cart, check out, do all of that, and I won't go anywhere while you do that. So it's a great way to shop and watch. And Michelle from the Art Beads team is here. So good to see you. So we have got some incredible deals going on right now to go along with this amazing tool that we're talking about here today. Good morning from Modesto, California. Danette, good to see you. So right now, if you spend $19.99 or more, you will get free shipping on your order. So it's a really good free shipping threshold. We've also got deals on our iCord knitter tool, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Now, I've showed this in the past. I've showed you how to use it, how to make yarn cord, how to use it with amiette and beads. And Julie showed you this yesterday too. So we have lots of resources for how to use this tool. And today we're going to take it a step further. I'm going to show you how to finish your iCord once you've made iCord on this tool, different ways to finish it. So this tool is 50% off today. So that is an amazing price. And if you buy 2 of these, because I know a lot of people have bought this as a gift for their grandkids, their kids, their friends, it makes an excellent gift because it is really easy and quick to use. It definitely has an instant gratification element to it. So if you buy 2, you will get some free goodies because you'll get 2 for the price of 1 since they're 50% off. You will also get a free spool of amiette cord of your choice. And how to do that is you're just going to pick any amiette cord on our website, add it to your cart. If you have 2 of these in your cart, that discount will be applied automatically. It will be free in your cart. And a couple other gifts will also be automatically added to your cart. You'll get a tapestry needle because you do need a tapestry needle to use this and especially to finish off the cords. And you'll get a nice little blend of seed beads that you can use to make beaded designs with your amiette cord and your iCord knitter. So it's a really great bundle. So definitely if you've been thinking about getting this as a gift or you just need extra, you know, if you have multiple iCord projects going at once, buy 2, get a bunch of free goodies. And of course, you'll get free shipping because it's free shipping on all orders of $19.99 or more. So very good deals today on this special little tool. This tool consists of the iCord knitter, which is this little guy right here. It comes with a weight as well to weight your work down as you're working. And it comes with a little crochet hook. Don't really you're not doing much crochet. It's just to kind of like position your thread in different ways and to open up the little latches on the tool. It also comes with packaging that has instructions for how to use the tool. So that's really helpful as well. So all kinds of amazing deals today. I'm going to be showing you how to finish the cords that you can make with this tool. So let's flip the camera and see just what you can make. Yeah, it does have awesome instructions. It's really easy to dive in and get started. And if you need more help, we have got all kinds of video resources for you. All right, I'm going to flip my camera and we are going to get started. Flip this around. All right. So what we have here today is this is the kind of cord that you can make with the iCord. So pretty. So this is one that I made last year at Bead Fest with some really nice alpaca yarn in that variegated color. I love making iCord with the iCord knitter in the variegated colors just because I think it shows off the tulle and the weave nicely. So these are some cords that I've made. And you'll see that once you have made your cord and taken it out of the tulle, you're going to have ends that you're going to want to finish in different ways. So one way to do that is to use end caps, which I love. So this is an 8mm end cap that I used with Toho Amiette cord. And because often the cord or the yarn you're using is a little pliable, a little squishy, it's easy to get it in there. And I just use glue like E6000, which I have linked in the show if you're watching at artbeads.com/live. So this is the Toho Amiette cord, which is on sale today, $3.50 for all Amiette cord. And if you buy 2 iCord knitters, you'll get a free Amiette cord of your choice. So pick out any Amiette cord, add it to your cart. If you have 2 iCord knitters in your cart, 100% discount will be applied to that Amiette cord. So really pretty. Again, it's in a variegated color of Amiette cord. And here's what that Amiette cord looks like on the spool. So this is, you get a lot of it. It's a Toho product. I've got this lovely navy blue color that I used with some beads here today that I'll show you how to finish that piece. So really easy to just add the yarn or the cord into end caps. I've done that here with this kind of little end cap. I was thinking that this might make a good bookmark because I love reading, I love books. So this as a bookmark would be really cute, and you could totally customize the colors. You could make so many different bookmarks in so little time. So what I like to do for this is use either tweezers or like a beading aisle to kind of poke the yarn into these end caps. So I have this yarn here, which the iCord has already been made up. So what I'm going to do is I am going to trim this excess string at the end of my iCord here. And what I'm going to do first, I've got my tapestry needle, which that is something you'll need to use with the iCord knitter, is a tapestry needle, especially if you're finishing off your cords in different ways, because this tapestry needle makes it easy to weave the ends of your cord back into the iCord. So this one I'm pretty sure is already secure, but just to be sure, I'm just going to weave that yarn back into the body of the piece on the end. So it's really easy to finish off the iCord in that way. Just do that a few times to make sure it's secure, and then we will trim the rest of that. And then what you can do from here is stick this yarn into your end cap ends. And I like to use something like tweezers or a beading awl to poke that in there, get it all the way in there. So what you would do is you would add your glue in there and then use your tweezers or beading awl to get the end of your iCord in there. And this is a crimp end too, so you could use your chain nose pliers to flatten around the cord, but I do suggest using glue to really secure it in there. And then you would have a nice finishing touch where you could turn this into a bookmark. You could add a clasp to turn it into a bracelet or necklace. I've definitely done that with some of my beaded iCord knitter pieces. All kinds of different things you can do when you add those end caps. So end caps are really great for finishing iCord, and I've added several different options to the cart if you're watching at artbeads.com/live. The round end caps work great, especially if you're doing beaded pieces. The flatter crimp end cap pieces work great. So there's several different options. If you head over to artbeads.com/live and hit the shopping bag that you see on your screen, you will be able to see the different options that I've selected for you there. Another way you can finish the iCord is with buttons. And again, some of these buttons that I have are sold out, a lot of limited edition buttons that we've offered on our site over the years, but I have included some different options in the cart for you. So with buttons are really great because you can simply make a loop that slips on. So this is a really quick, fast, pretty project. So let's see. So I want to make sure that the cord I'm using has enough. So I might want to use a longer piece here. So I'm actually going to take this piece and we will use this one for our button project because it's a little bit longer here. So what we're going to do, I am going to add my yarn to my button, and I'm going to add this end right to the shank of the button. And again, I have different button options for you in the cart, and Michelle is amazing and showing off those different options on the screen now. If you're watching at artbeats.com/live, we have a lot of pretty check glass button options, which I love using for something like this, especially if you have colorful yarn. It's fun to match it with colorful check glass buttons, but we also have some metal buttons available too. And so the tapestry needle is nice because it has a little bit of a bigger opening on the eye. So it's a little bit easier to add because a lot of times yarn, you can see it starts to fray a little bit. It's a little bit easier to get that yarn in there. So I've got my button there, and I'm just going to work my yarn back into the body of my iCord and then back up through that loop. And I'm going to do that several times to get the button nice and secure in place. There we go. Oh, that's working nicely. There we go. And then I want to kind of also work this end back into the body of the piece to secure it in place a couple more times. There we go. And my thread is getting a little short here, so we'll just do this one time, but you might have a longer thread and want to do that several times. So that's secured. Does the tool make one size of cord? It depends on the base yarn or cord you're using. So you can see here that this is a thinner yarn, and the recommended sizes to use are fingering to sport weight. Couldn't tell you. This was just given to me by my husband's grandma because she is a avid knitter. So it just fingering to sport weight is good. I can't tell you the specific weight of this yarn, but you can see that this yarn here was a bit thicker, so it makes the cord a little bit thicker. And then you can see here that the ambient cord is very thin, very fine, and that's going to make even finer cord. And then if you add beads, that's going to change too. So it creates varying thicknesses. Yeah, it'll be wider due to the cord and beads that you use. But ultimately, it's all going to fit through the center of that tool, the iCord knitter. So we have got our button in place. And so what we're going to do is we're going to trim this. And then what we need to do on the other side, this is going to be a bit longer than a bracelet that I would make for myself. But what you need to do is make a loop, and you want that loop to fit over the button and make it available to slip on and off, but not so loose that it would just come undone as you're wearing. And yarn, because it's a little more flexible, you can get a little bit closer to the button here. So what I would do here is weave the ends of this into the cord, back into the body of the cord. So because this is longer, I could totally like get creative here and coil this around. That might be a fun like little rope effect. And so I cut the end of that one. So what I'm going to do is actually add another piece of yarn to kind of connect all of this. So I'm going to cut the end of the yarn, and ideally you wouldn't trim that end of the cord. This side would also have the cord sticking out when you take it out of the tool, but because I showed you how to put it into an end cap, I cut the cord. So we're just going to add some more yarn in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over, and I'm going to place this loop where I think it'll work for the button. And I think that's good. I don't think it's going to come off while wearing, and it will keep it in place and make it easy to slip on and off. So we're just going to work this yarn back into the body of the cord. So it's really easy when you've got your tapestry needle and your yarn to just kind of work the piece how you want it, because you're just going in and out of the body of the piece. So now from here, what I would do is I'm going to coil this excess around this end, and it kind of will give it like a rope effect, which I think will be really fun. Just like that. There we go. And because yarn is so squishy and flexible, you can't even notice this extra thread that I'm working in there. So I really enjoy using yarn with this tool. It's just really forgiving. It's really easy. So I'm just coiling that excess. So that's all in place. That's cool. And then we're going to make sure that that end here is looking good. So with the tapestry needle, it just is really easy to finish these pieces however you want. There we go. And if you had it long enough, you could do that coiled effect all the way around to create an even new texture. So that's really fun. So we've got our bracelet in place. We're going to weave this back in, and I'm going to make sure that that's nice and secure. Maybe go through a few more times. Do that. Just really make sure it's nice and secure. And then cut that. I'd like to use sparkly yarn with this knitting tool. That would be so, so pretty. I would love to see that. And there you go. You've got a nice little button finish for your bracelet, and you could coil that all the way around if your piece was long enough. You could just do one loop as I did here. Again, it's so super easy to do with your tapestry needle. Okay, and then the next one that I wanted to show you was a little bit different. So I like adding beads into this tool with my cord because it makes such a fun look. Now, when you do that, I've got a sample here. You're going to start the beaded rope with plain rows of the iCord, and you're going to finish it the same way on this end too. So what you could do here, you could use an end cap like this piece and poke that in there, glue it in, but I also like to use large hole beads. I picked out a strand of Jessie James beads, like their strand of paired beads, because some of them have large holes that slide right over that plain iCord, the cord that doesn't have the beads on it. And I used these lovely teal seed beads, which I think works really nicely with that navy Amiette cord. So the large hole beads slide right over that plain iCord. This is also a large hole bead. That's going to slide over nicely. And then you can use these smaller beads until you get to a spot on your cord that's plain. So I really like doing that. I think it adds a really cool look to the ends of your iCord, and you don't necessarily have to make your iCord, your beaded iCord, the length of a full bracelet. If you want to do just like a highlighted section like I've done here, that's something that you can do. So what I would do to finish this piece is just some knotting and like a sliding knot closure. And I want to make sure this gets all the way on. There we go. That all the way on. There we go. There we go. Looking good. There. Perfect. So I'm just going to knot this end. Yeah, adding beads and bead caps. And then I chose these little bellflower shaped check glass beads because I thought that was I like that tapered end to transition into the thinner single cord. And you could add just beads all the way around if you wanted to. That's an option for sure as well. Just not that close to the beads. Make sure they're where you want them. There we go. And you can do that again if you want a bigger knot. And you could totally, oops, let's undo that to get it closer. You could totally use your beading awl or tweezers to perfect this. I'm kind of just showing you quickly, but the tweezers or beading awl would help you get it nice and precise. There we go. Push that down. So it's a knot over a knot. There we go. And then you could do that on the other side as well. So let's push our little flower cap down. I like these colors together too. They're really fun. So that's another way that you can finish the iCord knitter pieces. So I'm going to make sure that these beads are in place, and then I'm going to push my knot down so it's as close to the beads as possible. There we go. There we go. Yeah, the colors are really fun. Different from what I would usually choose, but I like them. They're kind of like summer transitioning into fall. I don't know. They're really nice. Good colors for any season, I think. And then we'll do another knot. And then from here, you could do a little sliding knot closure on the ends, or like a square knot macrame sliding closure. That's always an option too. There we go. So to do like a sliding knot closure, you want to cut. So I have overlapped my pieces of thread like this. So they're parallel to each other. Yeah, I like Jessie James packs of beads too. I'm going to cut some more thread here, like 12 to 16 inches. And then I'm going to fold the end of this cord like this. So I've got like 6 inches of cord there that's folded over with a long tail. I'm going to put that right next to the ends of my bracelet. And then I'm going to pinch that all together and pick it up. Now I've got this long end of tail on that extra cord that I cut. I'm going to loop that around all of these pinched cords here. Like 5 or 6 times I'm going to loop that around. Like that, like that, like that. So this is how you make the sliding knot closure for bracelets like this. I'm going to do it one more time. Why not? And then what you want to do from here is all those loops you made, you want the end of the thread you're working with to go back through all of those loops. And it looks a little messy and crazy, but trust the process. So many things in crafting and beading and DIY is trust the process. And you want to make sure you go through all of those loops. So I have this tiny one here on the end. I want to make sure that I go through that one as well. If I can get the end of this cord to cooperate. And you can pull that up too. Let's make that bigger. There we go. Always trust the process. And then we will tighten. If I did this correctly, it should work. That's always the kicker. If I did this correctly, it's looking like it's working. Because I have, oh yeah, this worked. Okay, we've got the sliding knot. And you can see I have 2 ends of thread coming out. So you can pull those to tighten your bracelet. There we go. Look how cute. And I'm just kind of adjusting because I kind of want it to be in the center. There we go. So what you would do here is you could add beads and knots. You definitely want the pieces that are pulling your bracelet. So for me, that's these two, I believe. Yeah. So these 2 threads, you want to keep those long. But these extra ones, you could either knot and bead, or you could cut them close and finish with a thread burner to like melt that thread on top of your knot. So that's an option there too. So that's how you could finish your beaded iCord knitter pieces for a fun little like friendship bracelet style. And because we are Labubu fans here, this is also a great technique for making little flower crowns or headbands for your Labubu because it's adjustable, right? So you could tighten that to fit on their head, to fit on their neck, and then you could make a matching little bracelet for yourself. So definitely want to be making some flower crowns for my Labubu in that fashion. So just had to mention the Labubu once. Once a show, right? So those are some different ways to finish your iCord knitted pieces. Heavily recommend the tapestry needle because that is really just going to help you finish ends of any type of cord. And especially when you're taking it off the tool, you have to loop around to get it finished. And the tapestry needle comes in such handy for that. Especially when you've got these fibrous ends of your yarn. And even in traditional senses, like iCord as edges for knitting, you will need a tapestry needle to attach all that. Yes, the thread burner has been added to the cart for those interested if you're wanting to finish your amiette cord sliding knot closures in a nice clean way. But if you don't have that too, you can just leave these a little bit longer and knot some seed beads on. So we can do that right now too. And you want to make sure that your tails are long enough to allow you to get the bracelet off. So definitely keep that in mind, but you would just add a knot, maybe make it a double knot so the seed bead doesn't slide right off of that. There we go. Oops. Triple knot. That'll bring all the knots together. There we go. Safer than a torch, just saying. Yeah, thread burners are very safe. It's just a low amount of heat and there's no like open flame. It just heats up the tip, kind of like a curling iron, but much smaller. And then make another knot on the other end of the seed bead. And you could just simply knot it too. You don't have to add a seed bead there, but seed beads are kind of fun to add. Get it nice and close. And then you can trim that end. And you would just do that on all four ends. Or just two and then thread burn the rest. So that's very easy. Again, we have lots of resources for actually using the iCord knitter, but I just wanted to show you different ways to finish these because the sky's the limit, I feel like, with this tool. There's so many different ways to make projects with this and use these cords in your jewelry and crafts. I definitely want to start making some bookmarks, especially with little end caps like this because I'm a bookmark lover. So I think that's going to be really fun. And then if you want to go back and watch Julie's show from yesterday, highly recommend because she did a whole like fall harvest tree project with lots of iCord. There are just so many different ways to use it, and even like switching up the colors and sizes of your cord can really just create an entirely new result. So there are so many different ways to use the iCord knitter, and it's a really great time to do so because it is 50% off right now. And if you buy two, you will get a bunch of free goodies. You'll get two for the price of one since it's 50% off. You will get amiette cord of your choice. So what you have to do is just add any amiette cord on our website to your cart. And if you have two iCords in the cart, you will get that amiette cord for free. And then you'll also get a tapestry needle, which I've said is very essential for using this tool, and a nice blend of seed beads that you can incorporate with your amiette and your iCord knitter so you can start making some fun beaded designs like these cute little adjustable bracelets. So all kinds of fun that you can have with the iCord knitter. There's just so many different ideas for it, and I'm sure we'll be doing more projects in the future with this tool. So if you have any suggestions or ideas you want to see, let us know, because we would love to help you out and explore the creativity that you can do with this tool. Yeah, candy corn trees with the knitter. It was a really cute show. So if you haven't watched Julie's show from yesterday, definitely check it out. It's a really good one. I'm going to bring you back to my face and we will say goodbye. So super fun. I love that tool. So much fun to use, so much fun to show, and just so many different ideas that you can use with the tool. You can really just go all out, have fun. So here's what some of those bracelets look like on. I'm going to adjust this so it's fitting me. There we go. Look at that. Oh, it matches my dress really nicely. And then you've got some beads on the other end, and you can do the same with this. There we go. Look at that. So pretty. I love the colors of this one. It's fabulous. The little pop of green with those large hole beads, and then the nice teals. Really fun colors there. And then you can always use the button closure as well. And then you can make some bookmarks. You can just go crazy with this tool. What'd you call the base she used for the tree? I think she just used like styrofoam cones, I think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, if you've added those iCord knitters to your cart, to check out, get your free Amiette, get your tapestry needle, and get your seed bead blend. If you buy 2 iCord knitters, they're 50% off right now, so you'll get 2 for the price of 1. You'll get all those free goodies, and you will also get free shipping because all of the orders that are $19.99 or more will get free shipping. So it's a really great time to shop, especially for our favorite, the iCord knitter. So thank you guys so much. Sarah Lovecraft is going to be live tomorrow. She has a really fun show planned for you. So keep your eyes on the artbeats.com/live page. We've always got something going on, always have got great shows for you. So definitely keep your eyes on that page. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that was inspiring and fun, and I will see you for the next one, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a great weekend. Bye.